What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic start to your day. Today's video was supposed to be the Week 5 matchup between me and Yugispace from the Sparkman's Yugioh Dueling tournament. But unfortunately, the recording that I had, the video was recorded, I guess, the other way around. And there was no way for me to actually fix that. So what I planned to do was go back into Nexus and review the replays and actually, go over it and actually explain the moves and stuff like that. But unfortunately, those replays, I did not realize, go away after 30 days. So I actually do not have those replays. So, unfortunately, there's going to be no Week 5, match that you guys are going to be able to see for this week. So I'm actually going to go into week number 6, but I will tell you that Yugispace had a very awesome deck in Makanko, and we actually lost game 1. But that game 1 was really intense. He really knew how to play the Makanko deck. It's definitely a very annoying deck, but luckily games 2 and 3 we were able to come back and take the victories. It wasn't easy, but Dimension Shifter again came in clutch that time around because of, sending stuff to the graveyard and everything. To be able to kind of get the equip cards back and be able to resummon the Makankos, all that stuff. But we were able to take the match victory in the end to make our record at that point now 3-2. So we are, over, the 500 mark at this point in the standings. Now, at this point as well, we found out that 2 people from our conference dropped. So we were actually already by week 6 already in the playoffs. So we just wanted to kind of refine the deck going forward, and that's what we did for week number 6. We refined the deck, basically the extra and the side and the main deck. I think nothing really changed from the main deck from week 5. I can't remember. I just had to put this together. I do have the recording for this one, but I figured I'd just go over the replays since we did not have week number 5. I kind of want to make sure I explain that in the beginning. But for week number 6, we were facing off against Normal Summon TCG, and he had a very, very tricky deck for us to deal with again this week, being Voiceless Voice. Now, if you guys remember in our regional deck profile, I don't think I explained it, but we went, I think, 7-3 in that regional, and 2 of our losses were from Voiceless Voice. So, but as soon as I knew that he was playing Voiceless Voice, I kind of knew like we were going to have a really, really tough matchup. But before we jump in, I do want to give a huge shout out to Sparkman for hosting this tournament. It has been an incredible tournament so far. I am very fortunate to be a part of this tournament. So let's just jump into the replay so you guys can see exactly how the match went. Alright, so I don't know if there's a way to fast forward this, but he starts off with pre-prep, which is an awesome start. I didn't have no hand traps to deal with this. So he uses Pot of Prosperity to banish 6. Since they don't really go into their extra deck as much. So he had, some pretty nice, Pot of Prosperity hits, with Divine being one of them, which he uses here. Then I forgot, this, that one basically tributes to Special Summon, I think. Tribute up to 3 fairies, yeah. So then he gets Low Out, Barrier. This is basically full combo for him. Basically to pitch to Sephira, and then basically Ritual Summon, the hardest one to deal with because this has an Omni Negate as long as Low's on the field. I think it is once per turn, but I started off though with Terraforming to get another Singing Summoning. Obviously this was before the September ban list. He uses the Dragon Sage to put back in his hand to get the Ancient and Ascended. I use Pot of Prosperity. He uses Skull Guardian to negate that, which I was expecting. And then he had Ghost Ogre for Singing Summoning. So I did have another one, but I did use Genroku. So that way, now my effects can go through. So basically, this getting hit to 1 definitely hurts in the end. But it was nice to, be able to do, lose 1 Singing Summoning, be able to replace it. So, so I go into Biden Dragon, and then he puts back that, and then I just surrendered there because there was nothing I can do. I kind of knew it. I was just playing through everything and just hoping for the best. But because I didn't have a follow-up, there was no way I was going to be able to make it past. So let's get into game number 2. So game number 2, I still go second, but I had the shifter, so I was able to, shifter right away. He uses barrier to get the prayer of the Voiceless Voice, and then he uses it to synchro the ritual summon for the Odd Eyes. And then he uses Pot of Prosperity, and then he had Ash. I don't know if he had anything like too great here, but he decides to get the Ash, I guess, for follow-up because he couldn't really do much with everything, with shifter out. So he uses low to get the Radiance. So he had Radiance to like be able to pop one of my cards here. So, but I use Terraforming to get another Sengen summoning, and then I use Sengen summoning. He uses barrier on that one, and then I just activate another one, and then he uses the Odd Eyes to get out Odd Eyes and all that stuff. But he had Ash there as well, but because he ashed, or because I had Sengen summoning up, I was still able to get my Sengen common. So I use that, and then I use Chandra's effect to special summon, and then I go right into Trident Dragon, and then I go into the battle phase and just attack over. Because the effect of Sengen summoning was negated, I never actually got the double attack, which I didn't realize because of the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph. Because I did add Genroku, I can always do follow up in the battle phase with it, and then I get out Chandra here, and then he uses prayers, gets the Pendulum Graph, uses Pot of Prosperity again to banish another 6. He had pre-prep, which is actually, I think, really good, and then Diviner Herald. Like I said, I should have won last turn, but I did make that mistake. But he gets Diviner, and then he'll use the effect of the Trias, get out another low, and then get out the Blessing. You use Blessing to return the Radiant, and then I special out Padra here, and then I was actually going to set the Sengen summoning, and then he just attacks over. So going into my turn, I did draw Fadra, which was actually great. He uses Radiance, and then he gets rid of it right away. I do summon out Fadra, and then I special out Chandra here, and then I go into Bodiant Dragon. I use Bodiant Dragon's effect to get out Padra, and then what I do is just add the common to hand. But here I go into the Transcendian Dragon because it forces the opponent to put everything into attack, and then I just go into battle and attack into low. And then we were able to take game number 2 after misplaying there, because after not having shifter live, I was like really fearing that we weren't gonna survive that turn. So we were able to win. So let's get into the all decisive game number 3. See if we were able to pull out a victory. Before we get into the replay for game number 3, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you guys enjoyed this type of replay, me going over the replays over the longer videos for the matches, definitely let me know, because going forward that's what I will do, and I'll try to do my best to explain that as the replays are going on. I feel like it might make it better for me as well to be able to concentrate more on the matches instead of trying to like talk in between the matches and stuff, like live and everything. So just let me know in the comments. But yeah, so this is game number 3. Normal Summon does go first in this one. Luckily we had Shifter again. So like I said, Shifter has definitely been a very good card for us to be able to push through our plays. But he does use the Dragon Queen to pitch Blessing, and then he's sets Solemn Judgment. So I use Magnamute's effect, that goes through, but then he uses Solemn Judgment on the Chandra here. I just attack in for Magnamute, and I get Genroku here, and then I just special summon Genroku. Which is funny, I had like another Dimension Shifter, so because I was able to draw into that, it definitely helped be able to stop some of these plays as well. So he only used Barrier. I used Genroku, but he does Ash the Genroku. So, but I did draw common, which was, you know, pretty nice. So I did use common here to get Chandra after he activated Radiance, and then he gets the Dragon Sage. And then I just use Raigeki. He bounces the Sage back to special summon that, but it gets destroyed, and then we just go into battle phase and attack over. So not like, you know, we didn't synchro summon not once that game, but thanks to Dimension Shifter, it definitely helped us get through the Voiceless Voices plays, which was something that I did not have in the regionals. I was not playing Dimension Shifter in my deck. Now, like, ever since Genroku came out, it was like the biggest thing to, you know, kind of help it, especially with Yubel and everything. So, but we did take the victory. We are now 4-2 after week number 6, which is very awesome. I'm like very happy that we were actually able to make it through. And at this point, we only have 2 weeks left before the playoffs. Like I said, we already made the playoffs, but we want to make sure that we fine-tune this deck before the playoffs, so we have the best build possible going into the playoffs. So that will do it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I am very sorry that we do not have a week number 5, but hopefully next time going forward, I'm always going to make sure that before I record, that the screen is not, you know, flip-flop, because basically it was just like, you know, the graveyards on this side, it was basically flipped on the other side, and it was just like reading everything the other way. So hopefully I don't ever have that happen again. But I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, I shall see you guys in our next TCG video. See ya.